Wait. I'm just now noticing this? I've walked through here hundreds of times. How did I... Okay. Snail Shaman magic was shunned by Hollownest. With that in mind, I've been a bit confused why this guy was so easy to find, but it looks like his hiding spot was revealed after the kingdom's ruin. Actually, the other shaman temples are pretty hidden and secluded as well, even the snail sarcophagus. Huh. I'm starting to realize I take Hollow Knight's environment for granted. Team Cherry put a lot of thought into their world, especially Forgotten Crossroads. It was one of the first areas they made. Sadly, the little things often escape my focus, in favor of the enemies currently attacking me! But you get what I mean. Oh wait, hold on. That's another cave-in. Don't think it reveals much, but what is this room? Okay, so above us is the Crossroads part of the Crossroads, with a bunch of lifts moving supplies. This must be where the lift begins. So that must be a ramp for carts to go up and down, meaning this entire hallway had carts moving through it. From here, into False Knight's boss room. Pretty empty now, but there is evidence this was indeed a storage room, or at the very least, some type of plaza for transporters. False Knight's attacks actually drop infection-filled barrels, so storage is probably it. You know, while we're here, let me show you something. Yep, thanks buddy. In here. So I was looking around the game files a while back, and I noticed a peculiar sprite. Can you see it? I'll give you a hint. It's named deepnest_blur_hive. Yeah, there's more than one hive in Hollownest, which, for a guy who's been analyzing Hollow Knight lore for 4 years straight, is like... So by now, I'm sure you're thinking,
CC, that's really cool. And you're really cool. Can I have your autograph? Also, what's this video about?
well, to quote a certain renowned soldier, the healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking, Silk Song's out tomorrow. But I think that's a luxury, not a curse. To know you're close to the end is a kind of freedom. A good time to take inventory. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. But first, let's talk about today's sponsor, Project Orochi. This is a streetwear brand that blends Japanese art with subtle nods to your favorite Souls-like, anime, and this cool dog. These are their newest releases, and the dancing dragons are just sick looking. Like, that color is just so good, and I'm a bit of a stickler for these blueprint type hoodies. It scratches that itch, you know? Now to be clear, I did get some for free, but I chose the Mononoke shirt for a reason. It's striking, it's comfortable, it looks even better in person. I got it not for the sponsorship, but for me, and I love it so much. I'm gonna be wearing it for a really long time. As for you though, they offer free shipping in the USA. And if you use code Ccmaci in their store, you'll get 10% off the entire order. Link to their website's in the description. I highly recommend you check them out. Thank you so much to Project Orochi for sponsoring today's video. I'm serious. Quality stuff. Check them out. So, it's time to take inventory of the Forgotten Crossroads. Beginning with that stupid glitch that I hate! I don't know how, but at some point this thing just appeared. Hollow Knight was last updated in 2021. if I turn off fog, it looks better. This is the same mod I used to remove blur on that Hive we saw earlier. Which, speaking of, would you look at that? Background Crossroads! So sprawling, they even go into green path. It's of note that paved roads lined with cargo were most likely supply routes. These carts don't have the best suspension for otherwise. Like, for example, people sometimes wonder if Dirtmouth's well was built before or after the kingdom's fall. However, this stretch of road in front of the Black Egg is suspiciously undeveloped, with no cargo in sight. That is, until you reach the bottom of the well, as its paved road goes straight to the lifts, with a cart right nearby. So it's safe to say, Dirtmouth was connected to the crossroads well into its prime. I'd say it's more likely this middle path went to Crystal Peak, but by this point though, to avoid the spikes, I expect you'd have to carry cargo by hand. Same goes for the False Night path, as this little dip blocks carts from crossing. These design choices are going to cause some horrible traffic. If they were smarter, Hollownest bugs should have taken inspiration from Physarum polycephalum, a mold capable of creating efficient pathways. Or Japan. Either way, the False Night path likely ends at Salubra Village. You gotta eat somehow, you know? It makes you wonder, how many villages are scattered throughout the crossroads? This room above may have been a modest shrine of worship to the king, or a resting spot for travelers, by the looks of those benches. Their little huts are actually made from fossilized rock, which is clever. Fossils are the foundation of Hollownest, making up its mountains, caves, and even currency. These probably aren't the remains of bugs from the ancient civilization, so like, was someone here before even them? Whatever the case, their bodies do make for pretty scenic views.
What's That's right! It's
Tollboop underscore B3 underscore 001 underscore 02! How did these bugs die? My theory? Team Cherry took inspiration from the hit movie Frozen. These three got on irresponsibly, the tram shutting down right after, trapping them inside. Who knows why they couldn't just open the door? One thing's for sure though, too eepy to be infected. Outside the tram, you can find a little signpost pointing to Salubra Town. You guys all know the stag signs and the spa signs, but have you seen a little itty bitty sign? How about these spears? They're all around the crossroads, but I don't think they're pointing to anything. A lot of them are in the corridor to that big elevator. Maybe it's the equivalent of, like, a country's flag? I guess when you think yourself the only kingdom in the world, you stop being limited to a single banner, you know? The Hollownest seal, seen on these spears, actually represents the Pale King, adorned with 4 horns, wings and all. But sometimes there's variation, like using 3 horns for this elevator. Turning off blur in this room also reveals a bonus insignia. Cool! Back to the spears though. Here's a big one hidden in the corner. And another not so hidden one, with a... Oh, that's a big guy. Sadly, we don't know who made the breakable statues, or why. But get this. These sprites are specific to the crossroads. And yet, one appears on the underside of this acid lake. Now, how exactly did you get here, buddy pal friend? From Fog Canyon? I don't think so. Right here is proof this statue was sculpted before the acid lake formed, which could give perspective to how old these things are. Now, not only can I turn off blur, but I can also zoom in and out. Wait, too close! So, you all know the Black Egg Temple. Or do you? This thing is massive. It's interesting how Team Cherry presents it, with all its different segments uniquely moving with parallax. And inside is the aforementioned Black Egg. Funny enough, before you even leave Forgotten Crossroads, you can find a magic seal. Just make sure you have Vengeful Spirit, and boom! Door seal. Most people recognize the seal from when you explode it, but it'll appear this way as well. So yeah, we're gonna hold a vote now. Comment down below if my next taking inventory will be on Green Path or Fungal Wastes. First to 100 votes wins. Now I suspect Green Path's gonna win by a landslide, so let's try to even the odds a bit. The entrance to Fungal Wastes from Crossroads is weird. That sign up there implies you gotta cross the gap, but I don't think even a leaping husk can make that one. Now if we jump down here, we'll find 3 things. Geo, a Lumafly lamppost, and right in the corner, a fence. Thanks, Menderbug. Now I won't walk into the wall. Maybe, as we've learned prior, the rubble suggests there was once a hole here, now blocked off by time. And finally, drum roll please. Mushroom walls! Yeah, Green Path's gonna win, isn't it?